It's finally time for some college football, and today starts a new chapter for the Miami Hurricanes under new head coach Manny Diaz. The Canes had a rough go last season, going 7-6, but the defense seemed to be the highlight of the team. They finished ranked 4th in total defense and number 1 in third down conversions in 2018. Miami sideline reporter Josh Darrow expressed how well Diaz, the former defensive coordinator of Miami, fits his new role as Miami's head coach.
I see a team that's kind of taken on the personality of their head coach, and part of that team had that persona already, obviously, because Manny was the DC for the last 3 years, and he spent such a large portion of his time creating the unit he wanted, and his first thing when he got here was just instilling a certain toughness on that side of the ball.
Of course, now the team has a new defensive coordinator in Blake Baker, who was previously coaching at Louisiana Tech. Baker inherited a lot of good talent with all 3 linebackers, Zach McCloud, Shaquille Quarterman, and Michael Pickney, all returning for their senior seasons. Miami play-by-play announcer Joe Zagacki mentioned how the team is extremely lucky to have such experience at linebacker.
They're going to anchor that defense. They're going to bring everything that you want from a fourth-year player. So Miami is delighted to have them back. Hard hitters, physical players, know the defense, understand film study, all of that stuff Miami has in their linebackers.
Of the 3 linebackers, Quarterman is the biggest standout. He earned all ACC first-team honors and ranked 2nd on Miami with 82 total tackles last year. He's even started every game at Miami since he was a freshman. Now, looking at their backfield, the Canes recently lost depth due to the transfer portal. However, this offseason, the portal worked both ways, and Miami was able to get 2 big-time transfers in Bubba Bolden and Chigozie Inuruka. Bolden is a junior that transferred from Southern California and is already number 1 on the depth chart at strong safety. And Inuruka is a senior that transferred from UCLA and is number 2 on the depth chart at defensive end. And speaking of the D-line, they led all of college football in tackles for loss in 2018. Steve Spurrier mentioned how Florida's quarterback Felipe Franks needs to be able to make adjustments in order to combat a strong blitzing defense.
Nowadays, in the shotgun, you just got to get rid of it quickly. Don't hold it a long time, and you should have somebody running slants and fades if they're rushing one more than you can block. And that's up to the quarterback. He needs to recognize that and get the ball out of his hand.
Coach Diaz actually used to work under Mullen at Mississippi State back in 2014, but Frank says that they still need to be ready for the unexpected.
He's a really good defensive-minded coach, and I think that Coach Mullen doesn't have to tell us anything. In the quarterback room, in the offensive room, we know that he's a good coach. We know that he does things well on the defensive side of the ball. So that's something that we got to prepare for, and we got to get ready for. Especially if we see variables, that's something that we haven't seen on film. We see variables, got to be ready to adjust on the fly.
This has been a look at Miami's defense heading into tonight's game. For the First and 10 pregame show, I'm Sarah Morton.